गोपीजनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुनातीरा वनचारी यमुनातीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुनातीरा वनचारी यमुनातीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपदा प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद श्री श्री राधा माधव की श्रील प्रभुपाद की ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 59, The Killing of the Demon Naraka. Verse 43. गृहेषु tāsām anapāyy atarka-kṛn gṛheṣu tāsām anapāyy atarka-kṛn nirasta-sāmyātiśayeṣv avasthitaḥ reme ramābhir nija-kāma-sampluto yathetaro gārhaka-medhikāṁś caran gṛheṣu tāsām anapāyy atarka-kṛn nirasta-sāmyātiśayeṣu nirasta-sāmyātiśayeṣu avasthitaḥ reme ramābhir nija-kāma-sampluto yathā itaraḥ gārhaka-medhikān caran gṛheṣu tāsām anapāyy atarka-kṛn nirasta-sāmyātiśayeṣu avasthitaḥ reme ramābhir nija-kāma-sampluto yathā itaraḥ gārhaka-medhikāṁś caran. gṛheṣu tāsām anapāyy atarka-kṛn माताजी इसको टाइट करना पड़ेगा आपको। हाँ, इधर से टाइट करना पड़ेगा। लूज है इधर से। हाँ करो। Word to word meaning. Gṛheṣu, in the residences. Tāsām, there. Anapāyy, never leaving. Atarka, inconceivable. Kṛt, performing deeds. Nirasta, which refuted. Sāmya, equality. Atiśayeṣu, and superiority. Avasthitaḥ, remaining. Reme, he enjoyed. Ramābhir, with the pleasing woman. Nija, his own. Kāma, in the pleasure. Samplutaḥ, absorbed. Yathā, as itaraḥ, any other man. Gārhaka-medhikān, the duties of household life. Caran, carrying out. Translation and purport by the followers of Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The Lord, performer of the inconceivable, constantly remained in each of his queen's palaces, which were unequaled and unexcelled by any other residence. There, although fully satisfied within himself, he enjoyed with his pleasing wives, and like an ordinary husband, he carried out his household duties. Purport. The word atarka-kṛn is significant here. Tarka means logic, and atarka means that which is beyond logic. The Lord can perform kṛt, that which is beyond mundane logic, and hence inconceivable. Still, the Lord's activities can be appreciated and understood to a significant extent by those who surrender unto Him. This is the secret of bhakti, loving devotion to the Supreme Lord. Srila Swami comments that the Lord was always at home except for when he had to go out to do ordinary household duties. And Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti points out that since the Vaikuntha planets, Lord Narayan enjoys with only one goddess of fortune, and in Dwarka, Krishna enjoys with thousands of queens, Dwarka must be considered superior to Vaikuntha. In this regard, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti also quotes the following passage from Skanda Purana. Sodasaiva sahasrani gopyastatra samāgataha hamsa eva matha krishnaha paramatma janardanaha tasyaitaḥ saktayo devi sodasaiva prakirtitaha chandrarupi matha krishnaha kalrupastu tasmritaha sampurnamandala tāsām malini sodashi kala sodesaiva kalayasu gopi rupa varangane ekaikas-tah sambhinnaha sahasrena prithak prithak. At that place, 16,000 gopis were assembled with Krishna, who is considered the supreme, the super soul, the shelter of all living beings. These gopis are his renowned 16 potencies, O goddess. Krishna is like the moon, the gopis are like its phases, and the full continent of gopis is like the full sequence of the moon's 16 phases. Each of these 16 divisions of gopis, my dear Varangana, is subdivided into 1,000 parts. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti further quotes the Kartikeya Mahatmya section of the Padma Purana, Kaishora Gopa Kanyastu Yovana Raja Kanyakaha. Those who were the daughters of cowherds in their early youth became royal princesses in their maturity. The Acharya adds, therefore, just as the Lord of Dwarka is a plenary expansion of the supremely complete Lord Shri Vrindavan, so his principal queens are full expansions of his supremely complete pleasure potencies, the gopis. So verse 44 and 45 doesn't have purport and it ends the chapter. So I will read the translation of both these two verses. Verse number 44. Thus the woman obtained as their husband, the husband of the goddess of fortune, although even great demigods like Brahma do not know how to approach him. With ever-increasing pleasure, they experienced loving attraction for him, exchanged smiling glances with him, and reciprocated with him in ever-fresh intimacy, replete with joking and feminine shyness. Verse 45. Although the Supreme Lord's queens each had hundreds of maidservants, they choose to personally serve the Lord by approaching him humbly, offering him a seat, worshipping him with excellent paraphernalia, bathing and massaging his feet, giving him pan to chew, fanning him, anointing him with fragrant sandalwood paste, adorning him with flower garlands, dressing his hair, arranging his bed, bathing him, and presenting him with various gifts. Thus, and the purports of the humble servants of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada to the 10th canto, 59th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled the killing of the demon Naraka. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamhayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatadeshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prem Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gaurativase Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Yeah, so I think this Mike has also done Nirjala Ekadashi and he is fainting now with the fasting. So we are discussing about the opulence of the Lord. So yesterday was Nirjala Ekadashi and most of us might have done fasting without water. If somebody from outside hears this, oh, no water, 24 hours or the whole day, they will say, oh, how is this possible? It's inconceivable. I cannot imagine that. Even when you yourself might have heard that I have to drink or stay without drinking water, you would have thought, is it possible? Is it really possible? When I first came to the temple, first time, somebody gave me beads to chant the Maha Mantra. And I chanted 1 round and I gave it to him. He said, 16 mala ho gaya? 16 rounds done? Huh? Ek hi hua hai, 16 karna padega. Like 16 you have to do. It was unimaginable. But now, by the mercy, it's possible. So, whatever we are doing, which might be inconceivable for us, is all by the mercy of the Lord. All by the potency of the Lord. It's better you change. तो मैं बोल सकता हूँ इसमें ओके हरे कृष्ण ठीक है कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं ठीक लगा कोई प्रॉब्लम कोई दूसरा माइक नहीं है माइक स्टैंड एक ही है Okay, thank you. So, sometimes we might think that we are able to do this by our own potency. We might think, oh, 5 years ho gaya experience in Nirjala karne ka. I'm very experienced in this. So, Lord Brahma also thought that he has very mystic powers. And he wanted to test the Lord. To check how much this boy is getting very famous for killing the demons. He just killed Aghasura. So Lord Brahma came and saw, like, seriously, this boy is capable of doing this? So he stole all his cowherd boys and small calves. And he disappeared. While taking them to his planet, he was worried also. Like, I'm playing with fire. Many are saying that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and I'm trying to test him. This is very serious. So he went and he came back again. It was just a moment because he was not able to accept that he's playing with the Lord. So this moment duration was 1 year for the earthly planet. And when he came back, he saw the same cowherd boys and cows were there playing with Krishna. They were enjoying with Krishna. He was confused that how this is possible. I have a very prominent mystic power and still these boys are playing with him, and he got baffled. So Srila Prabhupada in that pastime is saying that during the night's darkness, the glowworm can show some glittering power. When there is dark, you see some insects, they glow, and you think, oh wow, such a glowy insect. But during the day, they are not so influential. Similarly, the snow piled on the top of a hill during the daytime, it's very shiny due to the surface of the water, it shines. But during the night time, it's nothing. So similarly, if we think that we are able to do by our own potency, that's foolishness. Paurusham Rishu, Krishna says, by my potency, you are able to do anything. You are able to achieve anything. It's not that we are the doer. Again Krishna says, Ahankar Vimudatma thinks, Karta hamiti manite. This is me, Baba. I achieved this, I completed this. Last time. No disturbance. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Krishna also says that by me only you get intelligence. You get intelligence to do this. By Krishna's grace, not by our own endeavor. Because initially we are confused. Oh, ab kya kare? Ab to ye idhar ja raha hai. What to do now? So Krishna is the source of everything. He is the source of our inconceivable activities also. We hear from Srimad Bhagavatam that how this great, like Dhruva Maharaj, he did such a great tapasya that the whole universe was burning. The demigods went to the Brahma, please help us, we cannot survive, we are suffocating. So this small boy of 5 years age, he did such an intense tapasya that all got bewildered. But how was it possible? By his own arrangement? No. By the potency of his spiritual master. By the mercy of Krishna, Dhruva Maharaj was able to do that. It says that when a disciple is ready, Krishna sends Guru. Guru Krishna Prasadipaye Bhakti Lata Bij. And what is this? That, requisition, this requirement? One should be eager to have Krishna. This is a qualification to get Guru. So Dhruva Maharaj was eager to have Krishna. Although his purpose was something material, he wanted to take revenge, but still he wanted Krishna. And when he was ready, Krishna sent Narad Muni to help this little boy. So that's the arrangement of the Lord, and he performs many such inconceivable pastime. Right now in this section we are hearing that how Krishna married 16,108 women. Just to imagine 16,000 crowd in this is unimaginable. And to have 16,000 wives, right? Everybody might desire to have it. Many people who have influence, हमारा balance बहुत कम है, ठीक है? That's why we cannot. Even though we want to, we cannot. But some people, they try to. There was one person, and he was in his 45, 50. He was already married, and he married second time. But his second wife was a young one, 20 years old. And his first wife was around 40, 42. So when you are around 45, you have little bit black hairs and you have little bit white hairs. So when this guy used to go to meet his first wife, which was the older one, she used to stare at his black hairs and she would think within herself, oh, he is looking very young. If I go with him with his black hairs, they will say, भाई के साथ चल रही है, बेटे के साथ चल रही है. So what she used to do, while combing, she used to plug all the black hairs out. When this guy used to go to visit his younger wife, she also used to see his hair and saw so many white hairs. Oh, if this guy travels with me all around this society, they will say, oh, Pitaji ke saath chal rahi hai. You are traveling with your father. So what she used to do while combing, she used to pluck all the white hairs. So one lady, black hairs, one lady, white hairs. Eventually what happened? Hare Krishna. He got belt. So this is our capacity. This is our potency. Even though we want to imitate the Lord by having so many wives or want to enjoy, we cannot compare ourselves with the Lord. We are trying to control this whole arrangement of the material universe, but still we cannot. Lord's arrangement, Lord's activities are inconceivable. Right here, He is present with all His queens simultaneously. They are not staying at one palace. They have different palaces. Wow, this is really something. Narada Muni, when he saw that, he was bewildered. And he is doing different activities at every residence, not the same activity. So that's why Kunti Maharani says, Janma karma cha vishva atman ajasya akartur atmanaha tiryan nirasta-sāmyātiśayeṣv yadasu tad atyanta vidambanam. It is bewildering that you are inactive, but still you are working. It's bewildering that you don't take birth, but still you appear from the womb or from even someone's family. You are the supreme Purusha, but still you descend among animals, sages, like this. Like Lord came as boar incarnation. Like the boar animal is a very rejected animal. We do not even touch it, right? But still Lord came in that. But when Lord comes, it's not the same thing. Because the Lord and Lord's body, they are not like different. They are same. It's spiritual, it's transcendental, it's not the same. Only a devotee can understand this. And by this, he can understand the inconceivable nature of the Lord. Nobody else can. Nobody else can. Only a devotee, bhaktya, only bhakta can know the secret of this Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Like Bhagavad Gita is called as the open book secret. It's open, but it's a secret. Why? Because it's not revealed to the one who is uneligible. It's revealed to the one who is bhaktya, who is a devotee. But people, when they don't understand things, they think, oh, this is mythology. Possible hai? 16,000? Huh? Expansion possible hai? We hear that when Krishna went to marry few of the queens, he expanded himself into 7 bulls. 7 bulls, right? Previous chapter. He expanded himself to, and Prabhupada is saying that the commentary says that Krishna, like he did that purposefully, expanded himself into 7 forms, so that the queens, they might be thinking that Krishna already has 16,000 wives. We are going to marry him. How will he give time to us? How will he satisfy us? But then Krishna showed them that he can do that. He expanded himself into multi-forms and assured them, don't worry, I will be having time for all of you. I will give my association to all of you. But people, when they hear these pastimes, they think, oh, I cannot think of such a thing. Therefore, there cannot be such thing. It's mythology. Many people, if you meet learned people in the society who are not devotee, when you talk to them, have you read Bhagavad Gita? Oh, yes, I have read Bhagavad Gita. I have read Ramayana. I have read all mythological books. It's interesting. Sometimes they call Bhagavad Gita also mythology. But Arjuna is recognized as a great warrior, and even a highest honor is also given to sports personality as Arjuna Award. So somebody will be stupid to honor by a mythological person. But still, because they cannot comprehend it, they will say it's mythology. So if we try to put Krishna within the jurisdiction of my limited understanding, then you cannot understand Krishna. Oh, Srila Prabhupada says, what is your understanding? You are trying to understand Krishna through your senses? How much you can see? Huh? Your vision is limited. You cannot see beyond this. You cannot see beyond kilometers. Animals can see better than you. What's your capacity to hear? Very less. But still you want to understand Krishna, which is beyond these senses. He is adoksaja, is beyond these senses. And then if you cannot understand this, out of enviousness you say, he doesn't exist. It's all mythology. But Srila Prabhupada smashes all these people by giving various analogies. So many beautiful things are happening with us. Just like he gives an example that if your nail comes out due to some reason, automatically by potency of the Lord, a new nail will come of the same size which will fit in within this gap. It won't become coming bigger or smaller. Same size. Automatically. So it's difficult. If you destroy something, you have to again create it. But Lord's arrangement is in such a way that automatically it happens. Just like if you see in the lizard, she gives up the tail when she panics it. But again, it comes back again. It's like impossible to conceive. Then he says that you cut your hair, and within a week it grows again. It comes automatically. You don't have to do anything. It comes automatically. Now, when we say that this ocean is coming out of the sweat of Garbhodakshai Vishnu, people say, Pagal ho gaye ho kya? Like, how is this possible? The ocean is coming from the sweat of the body? Huh? So Prabhupada says, in India, you can imagine that when people work hard, so much sweat comes from this body. If you squeeze the t-shirt, the clothes, all the water will drip out. You can fill a bucket of with this sweat. Sometimes when we used to dance during Gaur Arati, we used to be like this, whole wet. If you remove the kurta and squeeze it, the whole water will come out. So, if you can fill a one bucket with your sweat, cannot Lord fill the whole ocean? It's possible, but you don't want to accept it. Because if you accept it, there is someone beyond you. There is someone above you, and you don't want that. You want to control everything. You want to even control the Lord. No, Lord cannot do this. No, He cannot do this. You sometimes blame the Lord. 16,000? Sharam nahi aati? You want to blame the Lord. He is God, He is the absolute truth, that's why He can do anything. I recall one pastime, I won't say the devotee's name. So one senior Maharaj, he was giving lecture, and some family member, they came after hearing katha, and they heard how Krishna was enjoying with his gopis and the queens. And the devotees, or whoever they were, they came and said, Maharaj, how can Krishna do this? He is God. How can he play with these unmarried girls? How can he do this? He doesn't have any shame? And Maharaj said, were there your relatives? तुम्हारी बहू बेटी थी क्या? तुमको इतना दुख क्यों हो रहा है? Because everything belongs to Krishna, everything comes from Krishna, it's already Krishna's property. You think that it's your property. You try to limit the control of the Lord. And that's why you become envious and you say, the Lord must not do this. The Lord must do like this only. So, Jiva Goswami says that first you have to accept this, that the Lord is inconceivable. Our whole philosophy is achintya bheda bheda. Inconceivably, simultaneously, different and non-different. So this is our paradigm on which our whole existence is standing, that yes, we are part and parcel of the Lord, we are coming from the Lord, but still we are different from Him in terms of the capacity. And this is the complete philosophy. Nobody can understand this. Sometimes devotees were discussing with Srila Prabhupada from Bhagavatam. Like, Prabhupada, we see in Bhagavatam, like this Daksha, he got the head of a goat. How this is possible? Sometimes a man is converted into woman and woman is converted into man. The curse of the forest of Lord Shiva, the king entered inside and he became a woman. And then he got a boon. Okay, for 6 months you will be a man and 6 months you will be a woman. How this is possible? Right now they are trying to do that with operation. But it's a permanent thing. They cannot convert it back. And then Hariswari Prabhu was asking Srila Prabhupada that, I hear that Vishwamitra Muni, he was making humans out of trees. He was converting trees into humans. How this is possible? How this is possible? Srila Prabhupada says that everything is possible by Krishna's inconceivable energy. Everything is possible and that is inconceivable. Like how everything is possible by the absolute truth, this is inconceivable. It is therefore called achintya. Our very little intelligence cannot understand this. Just like you make such big jumbo jets, this 747, Boeing 747, like you make it so big, but still you have to put a pilot, a small pilot. And Krishna makes fly inside, and he doesn't keep any pilot. It flies on its own. This is the arrangement of the Lord. Your arrangement is such inferior. So therefore, we cannot say that Krishna, you may be like this. Even Krishna sometimes gets bewildered by his own beauty. We hear that Krishna once he saw his own reflection on the floor, and he was enchanted by the beauty. Like, who is this beautiful boy? How can he be so much beautiful? So even Krishna cannot understand himself. So how we can understand him? How we can limit him? That's why we have to hear more about him. And it's so much to hear about him. It said that Lord Shankarshan has started the glorification of the Lord, and it's going on since many long time, and still is going on. It will never end. It will never end. This is the potency of the Lord. And there are so many nice pastimes if you hear from Krishna book where we see achintya leela of the Lord. Just like when Krishna was 1 year old, he was on the lap of Mother Yashoda, and as a small child she was caressing him, playing with him in the lap. And women, they do that because they have a proper structure where the child can comfortably get support on the neck and on the back, and it was properly placed. But all of a sudden, Krishna was getting very heavy, and the weight was such that it was like a huge mountain. Why Krishna did that? Because Trinavarta was coming to kidnap the Lord, and he didn't wanted Yashodamai to get into this scenario because she will get more anxious and she will be having more misery. To avoid that, he increased his weight like a huge mountain, and it was unbearable. It was unbearable. Eka daroham arudham lalayanti sutam sati garimanam shishor vodham nasehi giri kutavad. It was like heavier than a mountain peak. When that happened, bhumau dinayatam gopi vishmita bharapidita mahapurusham adayo jagatam asha karmasu. Feeling the child to be as heavy as the entire universe, she became more anxious, Yashodamai. And then she thought that my boy is being attacked by ghost or demon. It's like when a small baby is taken outside, we apply this black till nazar nahi lage. So when the child doesn't, he is very cranky or something like that, they say, oh, nazar lag gayi bichare ko, nazar utaro. So Yashodamai also thought that my Lala is being attacked by ghosts and demons. Nazar lag gayi hai. And what she did, she started praying to Narayan. Oh Narayan, please help my Krishna. Out of love, she started praying to Narayan, and she started calling all the Brahmanas. Oh, please you come, bless my baby, chant some mantras. He is not behaving nicely, he is getting into trouble. And she went to do that. So Srila Prabhupada says that, it was difficult for Yashodamai to understand that Matsthani sarva bhutani. Everything is resting on the Lord. So all the mountains, all the universes, it's all resting on the Lord too. He can be very heavy also. Maya tata midam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina. He is everywhere in his impersonal form, but everything rests upon him. Na chaham teshva avasthitaḥ. Krishna is not everywhere. This was difficult for Mother Yashoda to understand, and that's why she was praying to Lord Narayan. Then Krishna is very heavy here. She had to put him on the floor. And Trinavarta came. Daityo namna Trinavartaha kamsa bhritya pranoditaha chakravata swarupena jahara asinam arbhakam. And he came and he easily lifted the Lord and took him in the air. So Srila Prabhupada says this is inconceivable pastime of the Lord. And right now he is very heavy, and for the pastime he became very light. Immediately he became very light. And now he took a nice ride in the air. We all want to enjoy like the pigeons in the air. We want to fly. The Lord was enjoying this pastime. And when he saw that all the devotees are into like anxiety and they're suffering, then again he increased his weight. Again the Lord increased his weight and put all the weight on Trinavarta. And he was confused. Abhi to uthaya isko. Now I just lifted him. He was so light. Now what happened? And he was not able to get hand out of his neck. It was so heavy. And then they both fell down. But Krishna was not hurt. And Trinavarta died on the spot. So this is inconceivable. And that's why our Gaudiya Vaishnavas' mood is, we always look for Krishna. Where is Krishna? He Radhe Vraja Devi Ke Cha Lalite, He Nando Suno Kuta, where are you? Shri Govardhana Kalpapad Patale Kalindi Vane Kuta, Goshanta Viti Sarvato Vrajapure Kedir Mahavivalau, Vande Rupa Sanatana Rugayugau Shijiva Gopalakau. They are crying for Krishna, where are you? Now, these Goswamis are the greatest scholars. They have compiled so many literatures. They have described Krishna's form and pastimes, and still they are calling, where are you? They can see Krishna's pastime, but still they are crying, oh Krishna, where are you? I am not able to see that. Because you are not limited, and that's why we are always eager to see you. Always eager to see you. So that's why we can see the queens here, they are also eager to serve Krishna. They are the queens of the Lord. This is not a small position. Huh? To be an assistant of a Maharaj is like, oh, you know, I'm secretary or I'm assistant. Now, they are wives of the Lord. The husband of the goddess of fortune. It's not a small position. So they are not enjoying this position. They are serving with this position. They have all the maid servants with them, but still they are personally bathing, cleaning and doing everything. Personally massaging the feet. Oh, I will enjoy my opulence. You maid servants, you serve Krishna. We have that tendency. When we get the position, instead of utilizing to serve the devotees and the mission, we might use it for our own personal agenda. That is very detrimental. Because the whole essence of doing service is to increase service attitude. If that's not increased, if the attitude to control, if the attitude to exploit, if the attitude to enjoy, that's get developed, then we are in a very precarious situation, very dangerous situation. That's why the whole essence of doing chanting, of doing fasting, when we do fasting, aaj kuch nahi. Or jab chakkar aayenge, when I am feeling drowsy, I will sleep. Prabhu, no, don't make me up. I am doing nirjala. I am doing nirjala. So nirjala doesn't says you sleep. The whole essence of nirjala is to stay awake and do shravanam and kirtanam. But at a neophyte level, we think nirjala means just farts and you sleep. My first Janmashtami, I remember, we had a stall for preaching, and we started from 9 o'clock till the end, like 10 p.m. It was like 2 hours, 12 hours. And we were like tired like anything. At 10 it was like, ab nahi hoga. Now it's not possible to fast. And they were serving to the life members all these shikanji and liquid items. And we were like, 12 kab bajega? And when we 12 o'clock. What we did, we gathered the all shikanji and chanamrit. And from 11 to 12 we are seeing the clock. 12 kab aayega? And we are eager to open the bottles. We were so eager, we opened the international clock. Exact time hona chahiye. Exact 12 we will drink it. So eager. So this might happen with us. Eager to enjoy. Eager to just like do tapasya with not a right motive. The right motive is to hear about Krishna, speak about Krishna. And in that service, if you might have to compromise on your fasting, not breaking the fasting, to reduce the standard, it's not bad. It's not maha aprad, hey, fruit kha raha hai, hey, nirjala pe. You should see how much service he is doing. But sometimes we do that. We judge people. So our judgment should not be with that. Our judgment should be based on service attitude. Does he has the service attitude? On the name of this fasting, he is skipping services. He is skipping responsibilities. So this was not a case with the queens, and they were really serving. We hear in the 3rd canto, 2nd canto of Bhagavatam, that in Vaikuntha, they are all beautiful. Everyone is goddess of fortune. But still, when the Lord comes, they start brooming the floor. The floor is clear like crystal. It's reflective, but still they are clearing. They are cleaning, dusting the wall. it's clean. But still they're doing, just to impress the Lord that we are doing some service. We are your servant. That mood is always there in the spiritual world. So if you don't develop that here, how can we expect to go back to Godhead? How can we expect to go closer to Krishna? So that's why we have to serve. And with this service, all our troubles that we are having in our sadhana, or these troubles that we are having with our bad desires, dirty desires, our struggle to get up, our struggle to follow the regulative principles, they all disappear. If we take shelter by serving Srila Prabhupada's mission, Srila Prabhupada gives us the potency to serve him. If we take shelter of Krishna, pray to Krishna, please give me strength so that I can serve you, I can please you. Krishna says, I will provide you. But if we don't do that and we limit ourselves by our own limited thing, oh, Prabhu, I can do this much only, not beyond this. Management is not for me. Hey, this is all politics. I will do only this thing. No responsibility. Management, oh, why should I care? Why should I go to these materialist people? Huh? With lawyers, these contractors, why should I deal with them? Huh? I came to Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti Bhajan. You are asking me to do nonsense? Talk about property, talk about maintenance, talk about purchasing, purchasing lakhs of rupees. This is not bhakti. We might do that. We might do that. Hari sambandhi vastunaha. Everything within the temple, everything within this movement is meant to serve Krishna. This was Srila Prabhupada's mood. With that mood, he created this movement, this temple. So everything in service which is coming from the management is purifying. It's transcendental. It's not something mundane. It might appear from outside. Just like for outsiders, when we go for book distribution, they will say, salesman. Ye salesman wale hai. But we know what we are doing. The person who gets the book, he understands what he is getting. So, bhayaratanam arthamanina. We should not be concluding by just exterior. We should know the essence, which is service attitude. And if we develop that, if we have that mood while doing all the activities of devotional service, then we can become eligible to understand this inconceivable pastime. Otherwise, it's difficult. It's very difficult. Just like I was giving a class last week, and here is Narasimha Dev. So, first thing, Narasimha came out of a pillar. This is inconceivable. Like, from this pillar is smashed, it's destroyed, and a person comes. Now this person is half man, half lion. Second, inconceivable. Like, and then Prahlad Maharaj is standing there, and Narasimha Dev grabs Hiranyakashipu, his father, puts him on the lap. And what he's doing? He's not playing with him. He's tearing him apart. And what he's doing? He's pulling out all these intestines and putting a garland. And after seeing this, if any boy, he sees that his father is going through that, will he take a garland and stand next to Lord? Lord, I'm ready to put a garland on you. It's inconceivable. Like pagla gaya bhakti mein. Bhakti pagal kar diya Prahlad Maharaj ko. They can say like that. But Prahlad Maharaj knew that what Lord is doing is benefiting my father. He's delivering him. That's why the one who really understands Krishna, they can see things as it is. They are not covered with Maya. They can see things as it is, and then they can, absorb themselves in such pastimes. For them, it's not mythology, it's reality. So this is what we have to understand. We have to hear with some more mananam. When we hear any pastime or anything, we should meditate on that. Okay, if that thing happens with me, what will I do? If such an experience goes to, like the Pandavas' experience, their whole life was struggle. We think we do bhakti, there is no struggle. But struggle is there. It's always there. So how we can overcome that? With this mananam, our gravity, our focus is nicely maintained. And with that nice focus, we can do our bhakti. And with that nice bhakti, we can really develop proper attitude. And we can go, or we can say we can be eligible to go back to Godhead by serving Srila Prabhupada. There is no other way. Our own endeavor is very difficult. Srila Prabhupada said, chant 16 rounds minimum and follow 4 regulative principles. You will go back to Godhead. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. This pastime is shared by His Grace Dinabandhu Prabhu. It happened in Seattle, I think so. And this is where Srila Prabhupada says, if you follow these 2, then you can go back to Godhead. But to maintain these 2, we have to do service. To maintain these 2, we have to do services. That's why I'm saying, I say sometimes, okay, you are following the 4 to 9 program. The second question comes, what are you doing from 9 to 6? How many services are you doing? Are you having responsibility? So 9 to 6 is also important, not only 4 to 9. Oh, I did Mangalarti, I did Guru Puja, I did Bhagavatam, Prasadam, ho gaya, din khatam. Nothing else. No, now second part comes, 9 to 6. Srila Prabhupada wanted continuous chanting, but we cannot. We are in a situation that we cannot initially. So Prabhupada says, okay, minimum 16 rounds and then services. This is how we can maintain ourselves. This is how we can maintain our focus. So that's the essence which I can share from this. So thank you. Hare Krishna. Any questions, any comments we can take? You are ready? Yes.
To sometimes follow the rules and regulation. In that case, what we should do?
Krishna says, Devi yasa gunme mam maya durataya. It's very difficult to overcome this illusion, these 3 modes. Mam eva prapadyante. By taking shelter. When we say taking shelter of Krishna, means taking shelter of Guru also. So when we take shelter of his guidance, what should be done, what is important, then we can overcome these 3 modes. And then we can be really, because taking shelter is also an instruction. Oh, I do this project, this is instruction. No. Taking shelter is also an instruction. Guru Pada Ashvaya. The initial limbs of devotional service is taking shelter of Guru. These are the most important things. So this is the first instruction, that you must take shelter. Remembering his instructions, remembering what was important to my Guru Maharaj, remembering how you should deal in such a situation. Why we are hearing so many kathas, memories of senior devotees? This is the reason. By understanding how they reacted to a situation, how they deal with the situation, we learn from that and we should behave like that. We cannot imitate them, but we can develop that mood, how to do those things properly. So taking shelter is the only way to overcome these modes. On our own, it's always a struggle. To come to bhakti is a struggle. We pray to devotees, please, kripa de do. Sometimes devotee says, Prabhu, kripa kar do, dham vas mile. Yeah? और जब धाम में आ जाते हैं तब devotee को भूल जाते हैं. So, yeah, everything depends on mercy. So we should look for mercy. That means we should look for shelter. Always. And shelter is devotional service, shelter is association, shelter is instruction, shelter is chastisement. To get chastisement is also taking shelter. If there is no one in our life who can chastise us, then we will always think, oh, I am a param bhakta, very, very high level devotee. But when in association of devotee, they are very expert to let you know where are you wrong. Even if you are not wrong, they will tell you are wrong. So to stay humble within devotees is very easy, and this is the best shelter that we can have in bhakti. So Srila Prabhupada made this temple so that all the practitioners, they can get devotee association. He doesn't want everyone to become a so-called bhajanandi, go in the corner. Like, when I was in New Bhakta first year, we all New Bhaktas did Nirjala Ekadashi. And at that time, I was the so-called in charge of my team of New Bhaktas. And we needed to set up the temple hall for Mangalarti, like Dari Bichan and all those things. And I went. One devotee was in the corner. Nobody can see him chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Even if you go to him, Prabhu, Seva, ooh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. One devotee, when he saw me, he ran away. And there was no one to set up. There was no one to set up. So it's not like this. No, your own bhajan. Service we can get from devotees Kripa we can get from devotees. So this association is very vital. Lava matra sadhu sangha. Sarva siddha hoye. Only little association, meaningful association. Association means hearing from them. This can purify us, this can make our life successful. So this is the way how we can overcome these three modes, Prabhuji. That's the only way, taking shelter. Anything? Prasadam. Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Samasta Bhakta Vrinda ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hare Krishna.